Wonderfil from Wonderfil with you today, and today I'm going to show you how to make this cute, quick and easy little card holder, gift card holder thingy, little pouch that you can personalize and make it work for the person that you are giving it to. So it undoes, and you can pop a little note or a gift card in there and use it that way. I have also left a little pocket on the outside open, so you could pop a little something in there as well. So it's kind of cute, just a quick and easy little thing to make, which is a super fun way of saying happy birthday to someone. Or you could of course do it in Christmas colors and make it more of a Christmas gift as well. So we're going to have a go at doing the Christmas one, and we'll get started. There is a free download for a pattern, so you can get that download so you can get the template for making our little card holder. And I have just cut out all the pieces, which I have already done, and I have popped a little bit of a fusible stabilizer medium on the back here, just because I'm going to do some stitching on here. Now you could of course do this all by hand if you wanted to. You could pop somebody's name on there, you could write happy birthday, you could do all kinds of things, but for the sake of time and simplicity, I've just done some decorative stitches there, which is what I will do on here. So I popped the creative medium on there. The one that I have used is a new one by Wonderfil. This one's called Stretch Guard. So I've popped that on there, and also on this little triangular piece, because that's going to pop on here. Another thing that you can do, so I've used pinking shears to just trim around here and around the outside of the pocket as well. You could use a wave blade or a pinking blade on your rotary cutter if you want to. That's all optional, you don't have to do that at all. But I opted to do that. It gives it a kind of a pretty looking thing. And so I think we'll get started. I'm going to maybe do a little bit of decorative stitching on here as well. But my thread of choice is I'm using Wonderfil's Glamour. So I've used Glamour on here. This is the one that I have used there, which is colour 124. Which is gorgeous purple, and you can see you get a little bit of blinginess in there, and you go, ooh. It's one of my absolute favorite threads is Glamour, and Glamour is it's a 12 weight thread, so it's generally the thickest that we would say that you can pop through the eye of your needle. And I am using a 90 top stitching needle. So we recommend either a 90 or a 100. So 90 14 or 100 16 top stitch needle. And I'm going to thread that on now. I'm also using Deco Bob in the bobbin. So Deco Bob just helps to pull the thread down a little bit too. So I'll get my machine ready and just slide it over. Here we go. Here's my machine that I prepared earlier. And I have popped it on top of my machine in my little ultimate thread dispenser. These are a really handy little gadget. They're great for particularly metallic threads, and what it does is while you're having your thread still vertically, it's going through these little keepers here, and the bottom of it is spinning, and that pops some tension on the thread, and we don't have any breakages or issues sewing metallic thread. But I tend to use it a lot anyway, so it's just there. So threading, okay, and because we want the thread to stand out, I have got it set to a 3.5 stitch length, and I'm just going to stitch all the way around it first, just because I want to create my little outline pocket or outline for it, and then we can fill in the inside from there. Straight stitch, so that's just our first stitch around. Now I'm going to fill it in with some decorative stitches. Now different machines have different stitches that you can use. I do have a couple of favorites that I like to use that will really show off the thread. A couple that I have used here, these two here, which I think really show it off beautifully. Now you don't have to add in the extra decorative threads or stitching, but I think it just makes it look a little bit more interesting there. So we're going to do some, and I am going to do similar to what I've done before. So I know that it works. That's our first row stitched out, and you can see that it really is gorgeous. That little bit of sparkliness is coming through. So I'm going to do the other side. So I'm sticking with the same stitch for here. For this project, we're just all about having the thread do the talking for us. So I'm going to go back and do my absolute favorite stitch, my big cross stitch one, and do a couple of rows. Just do one more. Okay, there you can see that really gorgeous sparkly thread happening there. So I'll just trim those up, and that would be our embellished little piece to pop on the back. And we will now decorate a little front triangular piece. Now I will just give it a little trim with my pinking shears, just because I quite like that look. As I said earlier, if you don't have the pinking shears, you can use your wave blade, or you can leave it straight. It's entirely up to you. And because you can do as little or as much as far as the embellishing goes too. So now got that ready. And I'm just going to go back to my straight stitch just to stitch it on all the way around first. So now if we wanted to, you can opt to put another little triangle in the top there. You can do whatever you like as far as the embellishing goes. But I'm going to leave it there, and we're going to get ready to pop the little pocket on the back. So again, I am just going to trim it up with my pinking shears because this is our little feature piece. I do think it would be kind of fun to pop, you know, somebody's name on their special little greeting. You can do whatever you like. It's a perfect little base. Okay. So I'm just going to check because that's going to fold up and that's going to fold down. Make sure I have this little pocket in the right spot. That's looking pretty good. So with this little pocket here on the back, you can either make it as a pocket or you could just sew it on completely, sew it down so it's not a pocket. But I like it as a little pocket because I think you could pop, you know, an extra secret little note in there or something. So I'm still going to use just my straight stitch again and still at the 3.5mm long, just because we want it to stand out. Okay. It's quick and easy to do. The next bit is just marking where we're going to pop the buttons on, and we'll sew the buttons and then we'll do the side closure. So let's move the machine out of the way. And we'll come back to that. I have a couple of red buttons that I'm going to use, and I am still going to use my glamour thread. I think these would actually be a really nice little addition to pop onto your Christmas table. You could pop a little note in there for everybody. Wish them Merry Christmas. Notes to a special someone. I am doing a double thread here, tying a knot there, and we will just sew this little button on here. I'm going diagonal just because that's the feature I want to have. A little tail under. And the other side. Tie that off. Right. And then mark or check where we're going to put the other button. And just a little knot. And I think I'm going to put it somewhere there. We want it down a bit so that we can use our thread to tie it up with. So we're doing this one with having the double loop. I'm just going to pop my needle through there and hold that. Because we don't have any reinforcing onto the felt, that just helps to make it secure there. A couple of those again. Tie it off. And that. Look, we are almost done. Back. That's how it's going to look. I will pop a couple of pins in there, and then we just need to stitch the sides. My machine. Threaded. And away we go. So I'm not too worried about having the deco bob in the back. I'm going to sew it up this way so that I've got on the front my Glamour fancy thread. And this one. Oh, now there's a thought. You could actually just stitch all the way across the bottom as well to make it extra special. But there we have our little envelope. Final thing we need to do is, this might be enough, is to tie it around. Do a couple of little knots there, tie that snugly, trim away, and then we can just wind our little gift card holder together. And there we have it. One cute little double-sided pocket card holder. Okay, so as I said, there's our little Christmassy inspired one, but I've had so much fun making that, I've had another idea. So for this one, instead of doing the decorative stitching on the back, I'm going to applique a couple of little hearts on. I'm still using the Glamour thread. This time I've got this beautiful sparkly silver on there, and we'll just do a little bit of applique. So for the applique, I like to do a blanket stitch. That is my personal choice. I think it actually makes the thread stand out and gives a really nice look. For doing this kind of applique, I also like to have it fairly wide and not so far apart, but I like to have it so that it's actually going to come in quite a lot. So I'm going to set my machine at 3 by 3.5, and starting at the end, the pointy bit on the heart, and we'll just go all the way around. ease your way around. Now hearts, I will say, I have often found can be a little on the tricky side with getting that point right there in the middle. So just be a little mindful when you are stitching around of that. See, one of the things I love about a 12 weight thread is that does almost look like it's been hand done. Cute, huh? And a gorgeous glamour thread. Yeah, beautiful. So I'll do the other one and just pop it there like that so you can see. And start again. Okay, there's our little hearts stitched on, and I'm going to continue doing the other parts as before. Actually, sorry, take that back a little bit. I'm going to stitch this one on using the blanket stitch as well. So I haven't done any pinking shears here on this one yet. We'll see. So I'll just quickly stitch this one around. Okay, there's a little front flap. And just trim this up a little because I do want to do the blanket stitch all the way around. So you can see you can have a lot of fun with creating these little pockets or little gift card holders. Just make sure I have that in the right spot. A little adjusting. And stitch it. Okay, so still leaving that as a little pocket, or you could stitch it all the way across. So again, finishing off, we'll pop our little buttons on, and it's going to look really cute. Really happy with how this is looking. So I've got I got a couple little white buttons here, so we'll sew those on. So really fun little thing that you can make. Do that so you can see me, but the same as before, we would just stitch the button on here. I like doing that sort of more diagonal thing, but that is just me. One more. You could of course have different types of buttons. I don't have to necessarily have matching ones, but you can have whatever you like. Same as before, just get an idea on where to pop the other button. And it looks good. And while I'm holding that, same as before, I like to just pop it through that loop there and pull that, and then we've got that tight, because we don't have the stabilizer in there, so we can still stitch that on. Tie it off. That. And then we just need to stitch the sides up again. So bring the machine back, and I think I might continue with the blanket stitch look. Let's see how the blanket stitch still looks. And the other side. Right, and our final last bit, a bit of thread, and we'll tie that on here around the top button. Oops. So same as before. Couple of knots there. That off. And there we have it. And done. So we have 3 really fun looks that you can pop your gift cards in. So as I said before, if you wanted to close that up, you certainly could, or you can make it extra special by popping things in there, whatever you like. But our gorgeous thread of choice has been Glamour, and I think it's a really fun way of making these little pouches just pop, having that sparkly thread in there. So Glamour, Deca Bob in the bobbin, and of course you can get your free template download. And yeah, I think that's it. So of course, if there's any questions at all, please don't hesitate to pop some questions in there, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So thanks for watching.